All right, folks, we're going to get started here with our last game of today here at the Udder Chaos Tournament. I'm Dolly Pardon Me. We'll be announcing here with...
I am Loose Change.
Welcome, Loose Change. I'm excited to announce this bout with you.
Thank you. Me too.
And I'm just going to go through our Mad Rollin' Dolls Dairyland Doll roster. We'll have 03 One-Hit Wanda skating tonight, 1029 Black Velvet, 155 Lip Smacker, 1967 Jocelyn Hell, number 222 Happy Go Lucky, 24 Shantastic McAwesome, 255 is Tipsy Velvet, number 3006 Bonnie Riot, number 4 is Mouse, number 51 Lady Hoo-Ha, number 52 Sequin Destroy Her, number 5388 Dark Horse, number 65 Blanche Devereaux, number 80 Thrill Show, number 847 Hello Sailor, and number 9 Shenanigans.
And we need a team for those Dairyland Dolls to skate against. And just in case you needed to know who they are, those are the Ann Arbor Derby Dimes, Ann Arbor Brawl Stars. And skating for the Brawl Stars, we've got 02 Fatushbag. Woo! Number 111 Leslie Arnez. Number 14 Sonnet Boom. 15 Chorus Lane. 187 Slamlet. 1870 Betty Lockdown. Number 24 Jadzia Smacks, and I'm going to apologize because I'm going to butcher that every single time. 31 The Hammer. 34 Frida Radical. 44 Helen Killer. 62 Fracture Mechanics. 63 Jackie O'Bashes. Number 7 Mel Helvetica. And 811 Terror Misu. 84 Dr. Maims You. Number 886 Scream. And 99 In the Mood.
All right, let's hear it for those Ann Arbor Brawl Stars. And we've also got some officials helping us out tonight. In this bout, we'll have autocorrect, Werner von Bombed, Duke Skellington, Dr. Math, Technical Difficulty, Manosaur, Artemis Piledriver, Bjorn to Kill,
and Alicia Tees, Lightning Foltz, Effin Zebra, Towanda, A. Grew, Ms. Informed, JC Chaotic, Sidai, Bert Hurt, Keister Bunny, and Chupacabra.
We want to thank our officials. Thank you all for coming out tonight to see the Dairyland Dolls. It looks like they're out there with their first pack of skaters. And it looks like Black Velvet will be taking the jammer line. Ann Arbor Brawl Stars here from Michigan. Thanks for coming out. And it looks like their jammer is going to be Leslie Arnez, 1111. All the ones.
Do we happen to have any Dairyland Dolls fans in the building?
I hear those Dairyland Doll fans out there.
What about Ann Arbor? Any Ann Arbor fans out there?
The Ann Arbor fans, maybe few, but they are strong. Coming all the way from Michigan, thank you to our fans. Anyone out there brand new to roller derby?
Oh, that's me.
Here for the first time.
That's me.
Awesome. Shout it out. Hope you're having a good time. I hope everyone was able to check out our vendor tables located on that inner circle as well as around the outside. And we've got Persephone's treasures kind of hidden around in the back. We've got to search for the treasures.
It's a treasure hunt.
That's right. And we're going to start this first jam
Woo!
with the Dairyland Dolls versus the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars.
Like you said, it is Black Velvet on the line with Lizzie Arnez. Black Velvet is through first, and your lead jammer.
And Leslie Arnez, knocked down by Shenanigans, gets right back up, and it looks like Shenanigans headed to the bear and bottle penalty box.
Black Velvet calls it off, but not before putting one on the board.
Dairyland Dolls score first with one single point. That's all it takes, 1 point at a time, loose change.
And for the Brawl Stars, we've got number 44, Helen Killer.
Looks like going up against...
That is 5388 Dark Horse, who is your lead jammer for the Dairyland Dolls.
Dark Horse making her way through the pack. Caught up in front, calls off that jam, picks up 3 points for the Dairyland Dolls. It looks like we're going to have Ann Arbor Jammer Fatouche Bag up against Mad Rollin Dolls Jammer Mouse.
Mouse and I took a picture together today. She was eating the cheese off my dress.
Very appropriate. Fatouche Bag out of the pack, though, first. Now around on her scoring pass. Fatouche Bag is the lead jammer for Ann Arbor.
Not only lead jammer, but Fatouche Bag picks up 5 points. And Mouse reporting to that bear and bottle penalty box for a track cut penalty.
And that'll give Ann Arbor Brawl Stars a chance to pick up some more points. Power jam there and a grand slam for Fatouche Bag.
That is 15 points so far Fatouche Bag has picked up in this jam.
Getting a little bit of offensive help from the Brawl Stars blocker out there. But Fatouche Bag knocked to the inside by Shenanigans. That jam ends, picking up 4 more points for the Brawl Stars, a total of 19 points on that last jam for Fatouche Bag, bringing Ann Arbor Brawl Stars into the lead, 19 points, Dairyland Dolls with 4.
Jamming for Ann Arbor Brawl Stars, that's number 811, Terror Misu.
Going up against number 51, Lady Hoo-Ha on the Dairyland Dolls.
Terror Misu is through first and your lead jammer. Terror Misu coming through on her point scoring pass.
Misu around the second turn there, calling off the jam.
Picked up 3 points for Ann Arbor.
And kept Lady Hoo-Ha
Scoreless.
Scoreless, that jam. So Dairyland Dolls still at 4. And Dairyland Dolls with the first 2 lead jams. Ann Arbor with the second 2. Let's see what...
Sonnet Boom jamming for Ann Arbor, going up against Black Velvet for those Dairyland Dolls. Sonnet Boom reporting to that bear and bottle penalty box.
And that's going to give the Dairyland Dolls a power jam here. Still trying to fight her way through the pack on that initial pass. Black Velvet trying to push her way past those Brawl Stars. Forming a nice 3-wall there. Trying to bridge that pack out.
And Arbor doing a magnificent job of killing that penalty, giving Sonnet Boom the opportunity.
And that makes Black Velvet your lead jammer for this jam. Now on her point scoring pass. Tipsy Velvet and One Hit Wanda.
Black Velvet's picked up 4.
And a little bit of an apex jump attempt there. Sonnet Boom still trying to find her way through the pack. Knocked around by One Hit Wanda and Shenanigans in the front there, recycled to the back of the pack. And that jam will go that full 2 minutes. It looks like Black Velvet, jammer for the Dairyland Dolls, ended that jam in the bear and bottle penalty box.
Helen Killer jamming unopposed for Ann Arbor as Black Velvet is in that bear and bottle penalty box. Helen Killer, lead jammer, coming through on her first point scoring opportunity.
Just 2 blockers to pass. That's Happy Go Lucky. And Helen Killer does so, picking up a grand slam, 5 points for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars. Spinning around a little bit there.
Both jammers coming up against those walls. But Black Velvet is able to get through first.
And Helen Killer calling off that jam. Not allowing Dairyland Dolls to score any points. Number 2, Fatouche Bag, jamming for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars, 0-2 in black. And number 5388, Dark Horse, jamming for the Dairyland Dolls. Dark Horse is your lead jammer.
Good opportunity here for Dark Horse to put some points on the board.
Fatouche Bag out of the pack on her initial pass. And on her point scoring pass, it looks like Dark Horse getting past a couple blockers there, calling off the jam, picking up 2 points for Dairyland Dolls, bringing them to 14 points. Ann Arbor Brawl Stars on top with 31, but still lots of time. Mouse jamming for the Dairyland Dolls, going up against
Terror Misu for Ann Arbor. Nice little bump to the inside there, recycling Tiramisu back to that pivot line. And Tiramisu is through and your lead jammer.
Mouse still stuck behind a pack of Brawl Stars there. Tiramisu around the track trying to fight past. It looks like Thrill Show and Sequin Destroy her through the pack for a grand slam and 5 points for the Brawl Stars.
And it looks like we have a star pass for the Dairyland Dolls.
That's right. Mouse now a blocker. Looks like passing the star to Thrill Show. Putting that helmet star on. Tiramisu, though, still lead jammer in the pack there. Picking up a few points and calling that off. A nice jam by Tiramisu. 11 points. Keeping the Dairyland Dolls scoreless again.
Leslie Arnez on the line for the Brawl Stars.
Up against Lady Hoo-Ha for the Dairyland Dolls. You heard the crowd cheering her name.
Hoo-Ha.
Hoo-Ha. And we've got Hello Sailor headed to the Baron Bottle penalty box.
It's almost like she heard us because Lady Hoo-Ha is your lead jammer.
Leslie Arnez hot in pursuit as Lady Hoo-Ha hits the track. Goes down, but calls that jam off.
And with that, we've got number 44. That is Helen Killer, who is your lead jammer for those Brawl Stars.
Right behind her, though, Black Velvet jamming for the Dairyland Dolls.
Ooh, Helen calls it off.
I'm a woman. Fiction. I'm a woman.
Patushbek jamming for the Brawl Stars. But it is Dark Horse from the Dairyland Dolls. That is your lead jammer. With just under 17 minutes remaining, we've got Ann Arbor sitting at 42 to Dairyland Dolls 17. And it is called.
4 points on the board for the Dairyland Dolls.
And Mouse jamming for those Dairyland Dolls, going up against number 811, Tiramisu for Ann Arbor Brawl Stars.
And it looks like one big cluster there as Tiramisu and Mouse both just trying to push their way through a tight wall there. And Mouse, out of the pack first, is your lead jammer for the Dairyland Dolls.
We have a star pass for those Ann Arbor Brawl Stars. Dr. Mamesu is now currently the jammer of note for Ann Arbor. Meanwhile, Mouse has picked up 4 points.
Mouse through the pack again, calling off the jam, picking up a grand slam there. And Ann Arbor Brawl Stars. Dr. Mamesu picks up a few points there at the end as well. 3 points on the board for Ann Arbor. 9 points on the board for Dairyland Dolls, bringing them to 30 points, 45 for Ann Arbor. Your lead jammer is Lady Hoo-Ha for the Dairyland Dolls.
Lady Hoo-Ha has a power jam situation right now as Sonnet Boom is in the bear and bottle penalty box.
Sonnet Boone called on that penalty right away in that initial pass. Lady Hoo-Ha threw the pack there with 5 points and a grand slam for the Dairyland Dolls. All going down right as she almost gets by on that outside line. Lady Hoo-Ha will be recycled to the back of the pack. Both jammers now on the track. Lady Hoo-Ha trying to push her way through that tight pack of Brawl Stars. Blockers on this defense really getting tight together, I've noticed, in these last few jams. Lady Hoo-Ha going to call off that jam. And we got Black Velvet jamming for the Dairyland Dolls against Fatouche Bag for the Brawl Stars.
You just really like saying Fatouche Bag.
I do. It's a great derby name. There are so many great derby names out there. Black Velvet, your lead jammer for the Dairyland Dolls. Don't you like saying Fatouche Bag out of the pack now? And Black Velvet through the pack calls off that jam. We want to remind you all that the beverages will be sold. Alcoholic beverages, the beer and cider will be sold through the halftime. So anyone in line at the end of halftime will be served, but we won't be serving any during the second half of.
You got about 20 minutes or so, and we're giving you your last call kind of heads up now. So
That's right, a little before the last call.
we're giving you a little bit of time to get all that taken care of. So do it now. Don't be that person.
And we also want to thank some of our sponsors, particularly WORT, number 89.9 FM Community Radio, hosting its 21st annual block party this Sunday, May 20th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., 200 block of MLK Boulevard off of Capitol Square. So if you have a break in the Derby action, make your way over there.
What do you mean by break in the Derby action?
Well, there
what is
won't
that?
be.
What is that?
There is no break in the Derby action. If you need a break from the Derby action, I guess
Okay.
might be the better way to say that. Jamming for the Dairyland Dolls, we have Dark Horse, 5388, going up against 44, Helen Killer on Ann Arbor. And it looks like Dark Horse is your lead jammer for the Dairyland Dolls.
Helen Killer headed to that bear and bottle penalty box.
That gives Dark Horse and the Dairyland Dolls a power jam. Getting a little offense there in the front from Shenanigans. But Dark Horse fighting her way through the Brawl Stars pack there.
Dark Horse with those last two to beat, and she does.
Picks up a grand slam and 5 more points for the Dairyland Dolls. That brings the Dairyland Dolls now ahead of Ann Arbor.
Lead change. That means everybody needs to take a drink. I have water.
Dark Horse through the pack for another grand slam. 5 more points on the board for Dairyland Dolls. Helen Killer now out of the penalty box. Back on the track with 1 to beat. That's One Hit Wanda. And Helen Killer passed. Oh, just as Dark Horse sent to the penalty box. She'll have to sit in the bear and bottle penalty box. And then, and that also means that there is no lead jammer any longer. Since Dark Horse was awarded that, this jam will go the full 2 minutes. Helen Killer trying to make a few more points. Passing by the Landau defense. Helen Killer picking up 5 points for Ann Arbor Brawl Stars. Dark Horse will start this next jam in the bear and bottle penalty box, but picked up 10 points for the Dairyland Dolls.
Jamming for Ann Arbor, we've got Tiramisu in a power jam start. Tiramisu is through and your lead jammer. Meanwhile, Dark Horse has been released from that bear and bottle penalty box and is making her initial pass through.
Tiramisu trying to making her way through the pack, calling off the jam, picking up a quick 4 points for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars, bringing them back into the lead, 54. Dairyland Dolls, 52.
Jamming for those Brawl Stars, we've got Leslie Arnez.
And jamming for the Dairyland Dolls, Mouse.
Leslie Arnez is through and your lead jammer. Coming up, working our way through that pack.
Leslie Arnez fighting her way past the Dairyland Dolls as Mouse still trying to get through on her initial pass.
2 blockers for Ann Arbor go to that bear and bottle penalty box.
Leslie Arnez picking up a grand slam and 5 points for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars. Mouse heading through that pack as well, picks up 4 points for the Dairyland Dolls. And Leslie Arnez taken down on the outside, knocked to the inside there. Forced to recycle to the back of the pack. As Mouse gets, I think Mouse snuck through there one time prior to that as well and picks up a total of 10 points for the Dairyland Dolls. And it's a tie game, 63. Both teams.
Number 02, that is Fatushbeg jamming for the Brawl Stars. Well, you've got number 51, Lady Hoo-Ha, for the Dairyland Dolls.
Fatouche Bag is your lead jammer for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars. Ooh, and Fatouche Bag threw that pack so fast, calls off the jam, picks up 4 quick points for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars, bringing them into the lead with 67.
Helen Killer on the line for the Brawl Stars. Uses that outside line is through, and your lead jammer.
Black Velvet jamming for the Dairyland Dolls. Still trying to fight her way through that on that initial pass. Brawl Stars with a tight wall there in the front. Black Velvet through the pack, but called on a penalty. Will go to the penalty box as Ann Arbor has a power jam. Helen Killer with the advantage here, power jam, and the only jammer on the track as jammer. Fights her way past the Dairyland Dolls, picking up a grand slam and another 5 points for Ann Arbor.
Helen Killer making her way through one more time. Black Velvet is out of that penalty box. And it is called off by Helen Killer.
And a nice jam by the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars there, picking up, looks like 10 more points. Oh, nope, 14. Update. I can't keep track. I always have to look over to that scoreboard. 14 points, keeping the Dairyland Dolls scoreless, bringing them to 81 points. Dairyland Dolls with 64.
Tiramisu on the line for those Ann Arbor Brawl Stars.
Dark Horse on the line for the Dairyland Dolls. Both jammers fight.
We've got number 52, that is Sequin Destroyer, reporting to the penalty box. Tiramisu is your lead jammer for Ann Arbor.
Dark Horse hot in pursuit.
Jam is called. And that is Jocelyn Hell on the line for the Dairyland Dolls. Going up against, that is Sonnet Boom for Ann Arbor. Sonnet Boom being assessed a track cut penalty and a forearm penalty, will be spending 1 full minute in the beer and bottle.
And it looks like following her to the beer and bottle penalty box is Jocelyn Hell, then told to return to the track.
We can't have a jammerless jam, so it is a little jammer switcheroo.
Jocelyn Hell through the pack, but not your lead jammer.
Since we have no lead jammer, this will run its full 2 minutes.
Jocelyn Hell knocked down by number 62 fracture mechanics on the Brawl Stars.
Meanwhile, Sonic Boom coming up against that wall of blockers for the Dairyland Dolls.
Sonic Boom crashing through that wall.
Gets through and is now on her scoring pass.
Oh, Jocelyn Hell right on that inside line. Tiptoeing, recycled to the back. Both jammers trying to make their way through those packs with some tight defense. And those defensive walls are also mobile there. So Sonic Boom through that pack with a grand slam for Ann Arbor Brawl Stars.
Fatushbeg jamming for the Ann Arbor Brawlers is your lead jammer.
Jamming against Mouse of the Dairyland Dolls. Mouse going down out of bounds, recycled to the back as Fatushbeg on her point scoring pass. Fatushbeg, great agility out there, just tiptoeing on that inside line through the pack. 5 points and a grand slam for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars.
And looks like Mouse is reporting to that bear and bottle penalty box for a forearm penalty. This will give Fatushbeg a power jam situation. Fatushbeg clears that last Dairyland blocker, picks up another 5 points.
And that brings Ann Arbor over the century mark there as Fatushbeg makes her way around the track again. Knocked to the inside by Thrill Show and recycled to the back. Almost not halfway, but back to the other straightaway. Mouse back on the track. And Fatushbeg calls off that jam just as Mouse makes her way around. And it looks like that will bring us to intermission time. So grab your beverages. Last call. We'll be back with you in a few moments.
Yep,
so stick around.
Go get your last beer. Go get some food outside at the food trucks. We will be back in just under 15 minutes. Alrighty, friends, we are going to get just about time to get back at it. Real quick, right now, Dairyland Dolls are sitting at 69 to Ann Arbor's 104. It's been a super exciting bout so far. We've had we've had a multitude of lead changes that have happened already, so I am super excited to see what the second half is going to bring.
I am as well. Both teams out there doing a great job of defense, really tight walls, and their jammers just having to push through. Dairyland Dolls with the lead, like you said, lead change in the beginning, back and forth. Ann Arbor kind of took it away at the end of the first half. We'll see what happens. Starting this next half, looks like we're going to have Lady Hoo-Ha starting on the jammer line for the Dairyland Dolls, going up against Leslie Arnez of the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars.
And with that, we are back to that second half. Lizzie Arnez hit to the outside, recycled all the way back. Lady Hoo-Ha working her way through. Well, Lady Hoo-Ha is your lead jammer.
Dairyland Dolls blocker keeping Leslie Arnez in the pack there as Lady Hoo-Ha completes an apex jump. That's a Chaos Crew apex jump. Landing it, picking up 4 points for the Dairyland Dolls, calling off that jam.
Helen Killer jamming for the Ann Arbor Brawlers.
Going up against Dark Horse on the Dairyland Dolls. Dark Horse trying to fight her way through in the back. Out of the front, Helen Killer is your lead jammer. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Helen Killer is headed to the Baron Bottle penalty box. Dark Horse is your lead jammer for the Dairyland Dolls.
Dark Horse has a 4-2 pack advantage. And just as I say that, one of her blockers go to the penalty box. But that does not stop Dark Horse from picking up 5 points.
Dairyland Dolls with this power jam, just what they needed in the start of this half. Dark Horse recycled to the back there, but fighting her way past 3 Brawl Stars up in the front.
Both jammers just coming up against those tripods. My goodness. Helen Keller does make her way through, though. And jam is called.
And Dark Horse picking up 9 points for the Dairyland Dolls. That's 82 now to Ann Arbor's 104. Fatouche Bag jamming for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars up against Black Velvet for the Dairyland Dolls.
Both jammers stuck in a pack of blockers. Fast-moving pack. Fatouche Bag is out first and your lead jammer, but Black Velvet is hot on Fatouche Bag's heels. And Fatouche Bag calls it off. Tiramisu on the line for Brawlers, going up against Blanche Devereaux for those Dairyland Dolls. This is the first time we're seeing Blanche Devereaux as a jammer. And unfortunately, she decides that she wants to go visit all of her friends in that bear and bottle penalty box.
Another blocker from the Brawl Stars. Couple blockers from the Brawl Stars headed to the bear and bottle penalty box. As Tiramisu just getting past the last Dairyland Doll blocker there is your lead jammer for Ann Arbor. Ann Arbor with a power jam here now. Tiramisu trying to fight her way past a tight wall there of Dairyland Dolls, moving back and forth across that track. These three walls do a great job of recycling around to try and block all of those lanes. Tiramisu, though, right through that for a 5-point grand slam. Just as Blanche Devereaux released from the penalty box and back on the track. Tiramisu calls off that jam before the Dairyland Dolls can score any points.
Sonnet Boom going up against Mouse. Matchup we've seen a couple different times before. Mouse is through, and your lead jammer, as one of the Brawl Stars blockers, reports to the bear and bottle penalty box.
And Mouse gets through the pack, calls off that jam before the Brawl Stars able to score any points. That time, 3 points on the board for the Dairyland Dolls brings them to 85 against Ann Arbor's 111.
Don't even need to announce who's jamming because everyone already knows it's Lady Hoo-Ha.
Lady Hoo-Ha jamming against Helen Killer of the Brawl Stars. Lady Hoo-Ha is your lead jammer. And Lady Hoo-Ha calling it off as she goes through on that point scoring pass right as Helen Killer gets out of the pack. 4 points on the board for Dairyland Dolls.
Fatouche Bag going up against
Dark Horse. Dark Horse in the front against two of the Brawl Stars blockers there. Knocked to the infield, recycled to the back as Fatouche Bag trying to fight her way through, gets through, and is lead jammer for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars.
One of the Dairyland Dolls reporting to the penalty box. There hasn't been a lot of penalties that have been going on recently. Unfortunately, and of course, as I say that, Dark Horse is assessed a forearm and will be spending her time at the bear and bottle penalty box. When you start looking at the different penalties that are going on, you know, there's a couple skaters on both teams that have, you know, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 1 zeros. There's only one skater that has 5 penalties thus far.
And meanwhile, out there on the track, Fatouche Bag picking up the grand slams, approaching the pack there. I think just this last time through, having to stop against the Dairyland Dolls defense as Dark Horse gets out of the penalty box and jumps through that pack on her initial pass. But Touchebag calls off that jam, picking up 18 points for Ann Arbor. And we'll have a timeout called by the Dairyland Dolls.
And after that timeout, we've got Black Velvet going up against Tiramisu.
Tiramisu knocked to the infield, recycled to the back by Sequin Destroy Her. And it looks like Black Velvet being called on a penalty and sent to the Baron penalty box. That will give Tiramisu and the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars a power jam.
Tiramisu almost accidentally calls the jam off, but then realizes that her bench is saying, no, keep going. It's a power jam.
Tiramisu taking advantage of that power jam, picking up a 5-point grand slam. That last pass now recycled to the back of the pack by Thrill Show, Hoppy Go Lucky, and Sequin Destroy Her. Almost a quarter track back. Tiramisu out of the pack again, though, picking up another 5-point grand slam for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars. Black Velvet now out of the penalty box.
Makes her initial pass and is now point scoring eligible, which is good because Tiramisu is reporting to the Baron Bottle penalty box herself. So this gives Black Velvet a power jam.
A nice little switcheroo for the jammers there, too.
Exactly.
Sometimes that all happens right in one jam. Now Black Velvet able to score points. This jam will go the full 2 minutes. So she's trying to get her way past. Nice toe stop work on that inside line. Black Velvet gets through the pack and picks up a grand slam. 5 points for the Dairyland Dolls.
And with that, we've got 10 points scored by each team in that jam. Looks like we have some conversations happening in the inside track. While that is going on, I want to give everybody a reminder. The food trucks that are outside leave at 9:30.
So it looks like we got about 25 minutes. Back to the action on the track. We've got Leslie Arnaz jamming for the Brawl Stars against Blanche Devereaux jamming for the Dairyland Dolls. Leslie Arnaz, your lead jammer for the Brawl Stars.
Blanche Devereaux reporting to the Baron Bottle penalty box for a forearm.
That'll give Leslie Arnaz and the Brawl Stars a power jam here. She's hit to the outside and recycled to the back. Getting right back in the mix as the Dairyland Dolls blockers recycle themselves to the front to keep blocking. Leslie Arnaz getting a little bit of offensive help from her blockers as well through that pack for a 5-point grand slam.
Leslie Arnaz stays on one skate, just barely in bounds, as she sneaks by and picks up those 5 points.
And the pack is off. It looks like a race here. I have not seen pack skate that fast for a little while. I think in the
Fast roller derby.
fast roller derby, fast
Don't
hitting.
be a point.
And that'll be 3 more points up there for Leslie Arnaz, bringing the Brawl Stars to 8 that jam, 147 to the Dairyland Dolls 99. Still over 16 and a half minutes to go.
And there's a whole lot of 4s out there. We've got number 4, Mouse, going up against number 44, Helen Killer.
And Helen Killer out of the pack first. But it looks like going to the penalty box. That will give Mouse lead jammer status for the Dairyland Dolls, and they will also have a power jam. Mouse now rounding the track.
Helen Killer was assessed 2 penalties, so she will be spending 1 minute in the bear and bottle penalty box. So this is definitely what the Dairyland Dolls want to see in order to close that point gap. It was just shy of 50 points when this jam started. How much damage can Mouse do?
And Mouse deciding to call off that jam after picking up another grand slam. Definitely what the Dairyland Dolls team and fans wanted to see in that last jam there. They will start this next jam as well with the only jammer on the track.
Timeout being called. An official timeout. Lady Hoo-Ha jamming unopposed. She was so excited when she was getting ready that she was dancing.
And she is lead jammer. Lady Hoo-Ha and the Dairyland Dolls starting this jam with a power jam. Making her way through that pack for a grand slam and 5 points for the Dairyland Dolls. Lady Hoo-Ha jamming against Helen Killer on the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars.
Another 5 points and calls it off.
9 points for the Dairyland Dolls, keeping the Brawl Stars scoreless that last jam.
And out of the pack is Fatouche Bag.
I didn't
Lead
even realize.
jammer.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that jam had started. Fatouche Bag already lead jammer and out of the pack, jamming against Dark Horse on the Dairyland Dolls.
Fatouche Bag was lead jammer before she even hit the apex of turns 1 and 2.
Dark Horse hot in pursuit, picking up 4 points for the Dairyland Dolls as well. Fatouche Bag decides to call off that jam.
Tiramisu and Black Velvet are jamming. Black Velvet is through and your lead jammer for your very own Dairyland Dolls.
Tiramisu was recycled to the back of that pack, still trying to fight her way through. It looks like Tiramisu will be called off the track to that bear and bottle penalty box for a forearm penalty. And that'll give Black Velvet and the Dairyland Dolls a power jam. Black Velvet, making sure she doesn't get that penalty, decides to recycle to the back of the pack there and calls off the jam. Look into my brain. Wake me up before you go. Don't leave me hanging on the line, yo. Wake me up before you go. Don't come on again. Win so low. It'll be all right. Wake me up. Yo. Wake me up. All right, jamming unopposed is Mouse, number 4 for the Dairyland Dolls, starting off this jam. And Mouse through the pack is your lead jammer.
Just over 11 minutes remaining, and the Dairyland Dolls have come back within striking distance. About a 23-point difference at this point in time. Mouse picking up 5 points.
Tiramisu jamming for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars. Tiramisu trying to fight her way through the pack. It looks like getting called on a track cut penalty. Tiramisu will head to the bear and bottle penalty box, but
both jammers are heading to the penalty box.
that's right. Mouse
And
followed
as
right
they can't-
behind.
As they have to serve the same amount of time as the other one did, they sit down, they get up, and they are released.
And they're back. Through that pack again is Mouse with another 4 points for the Dairyland Dolls. Tiramisu trying to fight past Shenanigans and one-hit Wanda in the front of the pack.
So since both jammers did go to the penalty box, we have no lead jammers, which means this will run the full 2 minutes and expired of its own natural conclusion. But in the meantime, Mouse has picked up 9 points already, further closing that gap Ann Arbor Brawlers have established.
And both teams doing a great job on defense here. Neither jammer able to get through there. Tiramisu knocked to that infield, recycled to the back.
2 Dairyland Doll blockers reporting to that bear and bottle penalty box.
And Tiramisu, it looks like making it through that pack, but just on her initial pass, Mouse picking up another 3 points for the Dairyland Dolls. A 12-point jam for Mouse there, bringing the Dairyland Dolls to 139. Ann Arbor Brawl Stars with 151, and we still have 9 minutes and 25 seconds to go.
With 9 minutes remaining, we've got a 12-point game, friends.
And as you heard, Lady Hoo-Ha jamming for the Dairyland Dolls, going up against Sonic Boom for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars.
Sonic Boom is your lead jammer. Lady Hoo-Ha looking to clear those last couple of blockers.
And Sonic Boom gets through the pack, trying to call off that jam, it looked like, but called on a penalty. We'll head to the Bear and Bottle penalty box. That gives Lady Hoo-Ha and the Dairyland Dolls another power jam.
Another 2 minutes that this jam could potentially run.
Lady Hoo-Ha just spreading out that pack as the Brawl Stars blockers try and bridge so they can block her. She makes it through. 5 more points and a grand slam for the Dairyland Dolls.
Meanwhile, Sonic Boom has been released.
But it looks like the Dairyland Dolls blockers were waiting in the back of the pack there. Sonic Boom trying to get past a wall of Dairyland Dolls. Gets right through there, though, on a point-scoring pass, picking up 4 points for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars.
Both jammers putting points on the board. 5 so far for the Dairyland Dolls. 4 for Ann Arbor. Both jammers coming up against those walls of blockers and just having a heck of a time.
And a nice fight through there. It looks like Dairyland Dolls pick up 10 points, bringing them to 149. Ann Arbor Brawl Stars with 7. They've got 158.
And we've got Helen Killer going up against Dark Horse. We've got some very fast pack movement going on. Meanwhile, it is Dark Horse who is through and lead jammer for your Dairyland Dolls.
Helen Killer fighting her way past the Dairyland Dolls blockers as Dark Horse turns around and calls off that jam.
4 points.
Picking up a quick 4 points for the Dairyland Dolls. That'll bring them into 5 points away from Ann Arbor.
So everybody here should know, hopefully, or have some knowledge of the delightful governing body of roller derby called the WFTDA. There are more than 419 member leagues with more than 46 apprentice leagues over count them, 6 continents.
That's worldwide.
It is.
Worldwide Derby is awesome. And we are proud to be a part of the WFTDA, proud to have this tournament as a recognized tournament. And out there jamming for the Brawl Stars, we've got
Patushbag as your lead jammer.
Black Velvet jamming for the Dairyland Dolls. Jumping over a skater there, it looks like Black Velvet.
Black Velvet reporting to the Bear and Bottle penalty box for a track cut, giving Patushbag a power jam opportunity.
Patushbag taking advantage of that with 5 points on the board for Ann Arbor Brawl Stars. And Patushbag sliding around the outside there, picking up another grand slam and 5 more points for the Brawl Stars.
$15 points on the board so far for Ann Arbor. Oh, 18 in total for Ann Arbor. Dairyland Dolls held pointless with 4 under about 4.5. My brain has disconnected from my mouth. 176, 153. We have an official review being requested by Ann Arbor, right? Yep, by Ann Arbor. So while the officials are officiating, who's excited about this roller derby bout?
All right, and tonight you can join us at the Brass Ring at 701 East Washington Avenue for the after party. It's a 10-minute drive or a cab ride away.
And if you need a cab, I have heard that there's a delightful company called Union Cab.
That's right, Loose Change. There is a delightful company called Union Cab. And if you're looking to get around Madison, download the Union Cab app to order your ride when you need it. Their number is also printed on your wristband, and they have a great jingle. It's 242-2000.
224-2000.
242-2000.
Whatever.
242-2000.
I'm not from here. I don't have a wristband. I don't care. I drove myself.
All right then. Good for you. For all you other fans out there.
I am the master of my own transportation destiny. Thank you very much.
And that is wonderful. We should probably write the number down. Tomorrow I'll go all the jingles. I think
And we are about to get back in it.
It looks like we've got
Tiramisu.
That's right. Tiramisu on the line, unopposed.
This will be a Power Jam start for Tiramisu. That official review was in regards to the Dairyland Dolls Jammer. The Ann Arbor requested a penalty assessed. The officials agreed. Therefore, Black Velvet starts this jam in the penalty box as the jammer of note for the Dairyland Dolls.
And Tiramisu making her way through on that point-scoring pass. Called to the penalty box on a track cut penalty, just as Black Velvet released from that penalty box. So we'll change it up, and Black Velvet and the Dairyland Dolls will now have a power jam.
Tiramisu will serve the exact same amount of time that Black Velvet served. Black Velvet threw on her initial pass, coming up on point scoring eligibility now, with just under 3.5 minutes remaining. And
Black Velvet taken to the outside, gets right back in and steps over that inside line, picking up a grand slam and 5 points for the Dairyland Dolls. Tiramisu also with 5 points, because as you are released from that penalty box, you get those points scored from that last pass when Black Velvet was in that penalty box. So Black Velvet picking up another 4 points for the Dairyland Dolls. And this will go that full 2 minutes.
Under 3 minutes remaining, 9 points scored apiece.
Black Velvet recycled to the back of the pack there, trying to make her way through. Meanwhile, Tiramisu into the pack as well, recycled to the back. And we've seen Sequin destroy her a couple times, just race back, causing that jammer to be recycled. Looks like Tiramisu picking up a few more points on that last pass. And we got about 2 minutes, 25 seconds left in this bout. Ann Arbor with 188, Dairyland Dolls with 164. Still anybody's game here. Ann Arbor has to hold on to this lead. Dairyland Dolls have to pick up some points and hold Ann Arbor scoreless a few jams. And both teams we've seen be able to do this throughout this awesome game. So.
With that, we've got number 51, Lady Hoo-Ha, jamming for your Dairyland Dolls.
Going up against Leslie Arnez of the Brawl Stars. Lady Hoo-Ha out of the pack first is your lead jammer.
Leslie Arnez not too far behind. Lady Hoo-Ha calls it after picking up her 2 points. .22 points differentiate these teams. We've got Dark Horse going up against Helen Killer.
And Helen Killer finding an inside line, picking up lead jammer status for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars.
But Dark Horse is right on her heels.
Both jammers hitting that pack on their point-scoring pass. And Dark Horse through the pack for the Dairyland Dolls, picking up 4 points. Leslie Arnaz through the pack for 4 points and calling off that jam. All right, this next jam, we've got Mouse, number 4, jamming for the Dairyland Dolls. She is your lead jammer, going up against the Douchebag, jamming for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars. Mouse trying to make her way through the pack on her point-scoring pass. Meanwhile, Douchebag through the pack, picking up 4 points for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars. And it looks like Mouse calls off the jam as that time runs out. And the Dairyland Dolls with 170 unofficial score. Ann Arbor with 196. All right, folks, that's our final score. Let's give it up for the Ann Arbor Brawl Stars, the winner of tonight's final bout here at Udder Chaos. Our first day here at Udder Chaos. Thank you all for attending. We hope you'll be back tomorrow as well as Sunday. Let's hear it for your Ann Arbor Brawl Stars as well as the Dairyland Dolls.
Woohoo! Remember, after party tonight is at the Brass Ring, 701 East Washington Avenue, just about 2.5 miles away. And if we don't see you there, we will see you back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. for Team Unicorn versus the DuPage Derby Dames.
That's right. And then we'll get to see some men's roller derby tomorrow, so it should be a lot of fun. We want to thank you all for coming. I am Dolly, pardon me.
I am Loose Change, and have a good night.